Alright, we're going to jump into Maya Lab 6 Part 2. We're going through UV mapping again. So I am going to bring a cube into my scene. Let's scale this up a bit. And let's talk about how to actually create a UV map from scratch. So we're going to go into our modeling editors, UV editor again. And then we're gonna choose right click hotkey. Let's do UV shell, and let's just delete that UV shell. As you can see, I deleted it in here, but it did not delete the actual object out here, which is good because we don't want to delete our mesh. We just want to delete the UV map. Okay, so we're going to create a new map. There are multiple different ways you can do this. But they're all in the UV editor dropdown in create. So we have this automatic, camera-based, normal-based, cylindrical, planar, spherical, best plane. You can use any of these. I find that camera-based tends to be the most helpful and probably what I would suggest using most of the time for this class. Automatic can be nice for things like cubes because it automatically just gives you a UV map of each side, right, of your cube. So it works really well for cubes. It doesn't work really well for other objects, but it does work really well for cubes. The only issue is that every single piece of this is separated, right? So I have 6 different UV shells, which is fine, except for that I have a lot of seams on my object. So every single edge is not going to easily flow into the next one. So I don't really like that one. I'm going to try a different one. So let's delete that. If I go back to create, we have camera-based. Let's do that one. All right, so camera-based. Oh, wait. It requires that first you have the object selected, of course. And then we go create camera-based. And it is going to show you, okay, let me tone down so it's a little easier to see on here. All right, camera-based. Let me move this to the side just so you guys can see it more easily. Automatically creates a UV map based on your object, based on the camera angle that you're currently looking at your object, which is interesting and kind of nice. So the first thing we notice is that this is all one UV map, and there are absolutely no, it's all one UV shell, sorry, and there are absolutely no seams, okay? So all of this is sewn together in this one shell. The issue with that is that when I add a texture to it, let's add our classic checkerboard texture. It looks great from this angle, but then when I turn around, it's all backwards and like upside down and kind of weird, right? So that's not super awesome. I don't love how skewed it is. So let's try and fix that. All right, let's see what we can do to make it less skewed. Okay, so couple things we want to do first. So I'm going to move this again down here just so you guys can see it. You can work with it in that space as well. But again, we have one UV shell. So we want to unwrap this. There are also lots of ways to do this. So there's the cut and sew tools that you can just use in the UV editor. You can right-click hotkey edge selection, and then select the edge that you want to cut, and choose cut. You can also do Shift X, the hotkey. Oops. Okay. Maybe. Let's try that again. Weird. It's not quite doing what I was hoping it would. Let's take a look at this again. So, Windows, Modeling Editor, UV Editor. Okay. And we're going to grab that UV shell again. Okay, awesome. So, let's go ahead and okay, if you hit cut after you have it all selected, it'll automatically cut it all apart. Don't want to do that, so let's just select the UVs. Okay, you can select individual vertices and cut those. So these are UV vertices. As you can see, that cut all of the edges connected to that UV vertice. Again, we're not affecting the actual geometry of our object at all. We're just affecting the UV shell. Okay, so let's see. Oops. Okay, so let's grab edge and let's cut. Let's cut that UV shell, have it selected. Then we go edge. And let's cut that. Shoot. Okay, I'm going to pause here for a second. Why is this?